Hey all, and welcome back to the HFC playthrough of Super Mario Bros. 2. Now it's time for World 4, which, by tradition, is icy. I don't know, maybe it is ice sometimes, but to me, if you have a fire level and an ice level in a platformer, you're doing God's work.
Yeah, ice levels, even though I do have my issues with the ice physics, which yes, this game does have ice physics when you're on them slippery blocks there, you will slip and slide all over the place. Visually speaking, this is really, really pretty. I really like how this looks. They did a great job with the All-Stars adaptation of it here, I would say.
So the Shy Guys are now weaponized. They have, I don't know, contracted a weapons dealer, and they now have branded vehicles.
It's okay, don't worry too much about it. They don't seem to have arms that they're able to use that efficiently, so they've just got to hope for the best that they're firing in the right direction.
I can't help but notice it had an M on it, which I guess stands for Mamu, which is Walt's Japanese name.
Possibly, I had never really thought about that, but that would make sense. God, look at that background there.
I know. Flame is an appreciator of sprite work. I also enjoy sprites and whatnot in my video games, but I am a filthy 3D platformer enjoyer first and foremost.
Yeah, see, I'm in this weird spot where with Sonic I generally prefer 3D. With everything else I tend to lean more toward 2D platformers. And I think it's like, when it comes to the platformer series that I play the most, there's Mario, but there's also Sonic and Mega Man. And Mega Man, being that rogue one, is the series where I've never really clicked with 3D Mega Man at all. I like the classic series and X series, and when the X series tried doing 3D, it didn't go that well. So, you know, I have reasons for feeling that way.
Fair enough, mate.
X7 was a shit show. People give X6 a lot of shit, but God, if it's between the two, I'm going with X6 any day.
Is that the one with Burn to the Ground? Burn to the Ground?
That's X7, yeah. That was... What they were trying to do is they were trying to adapt the 2D style of Mega Man to 3D, and it ended up being more clunky than anything, and a lot of the areas ended up being a lot of nothing, and it just wasn't... It was a very messy game, is X7.
I get you.
Feels more of a chore than anything. X6 is like... I appreciate X6 for a sort of similar reason to how I appreciate Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, in that it's like, it does a lot of stuff wrong, but it manages to be endearing to me through all of that.
Okay.
So it's not good, but it's very subjectively enjoyable.
Sorry that my response wasn't exactly deep. You see, the one-up screen has blinded me temporarily, so I can't see much.
Yes, it does that. This is where you've got to be grateful that this is a very low-res game, and so, like, if you're playing this on a full screen, then it's a lot more uncomfortable to look at.
I'm gonna be honest, I forgot Birdo could appear on the overworld, but I guess for this one you need her to actually get across this gap.
Yes, you've got to bait her into shooting an egg, and then you just sort of stand there and wait. And just watch the trees go by in the background, because there's not really much else to do in that section. But it is a nice little skip.
Oh.
There's a reason I picked the princess. That's hard to say for this level. I did not pick the princess. It's okay, Mario.
I always forget there are more bosses besides Birdo, Mouser, and Wart.
Yes, this is Fry Guy. He's actually a really cool design, and he's taking advantage of the fact that this does like the looping screen thing. If you disappear off to the left, then you'll loop back round on the right, and he does that too.
Okay, a little bit of Super Mario Bros. Arcade stuff going on there.
A little bit, yeah. It's the same sort of idea, and it's not the only game to do that. I know Sonic Lost World did that a bit, and I'm sorry that that's the first example that comes to my mind, but you know where my brain tends to be with this sort of thing.
I know.
Another Peach level?
Why not? I mean, she is, I would say, the most useful character, because having the ability to just, stop in midair and think out your trajectory, very helpful.
Say, like, overall, for me, it's between her and Luigi is, like, the most practical to use, because, like we said in the last part, this game is very vertically orientated, and being able to have Luigi's jump comes in handy a lot of the time, too. So it's like, do you want a character who can, like, correct herself if you do something wrong, or do you want a character who can just get you up higher and bypass little bits of platforming?
Like, who did we use in our 3D World Plus playthrough? I remember I was Mario and you were Toad, so... Was Tanner Luigi?
Yeah, Tanner was Luigi and Snake was Princess Peach, and I remember we sort of made a few jokes about that, which was amusing. Here we have the green Birdo, it sort of seems like the sort of thing that would be a shiny Birdo design, really.
Yeah.
Sort of how Nido King and Nido Queen kind of have opposing colours for their shinies. Oh. Yep, I got the 3.
The 3 red sniffets.
Oh, yes. So you said that one sniffet was the only red one. No, there's loads of them here.
You know damn well what I meant.
I know, but I have to be difficult.
Oh.
I don't know how that's a win, but apparently that's a win. You had the drum roll and everything, that's not fair.
Right, we're going back to Mario here. We're keeping it vanilla.
Out of all the characters that I'm showing off here, Mario did get the most coverage, because for a lot of levels where I weren't sure, like, who would be the most efficient character to use, it's like, well, he's my default. He's like the all-around character, so why not?
He's Mr. Video Games. He doesn't really have anything special going for him, but he is a good all-arounder.
Well, I mean, like, if you consider that he had the name Jumpman, you would think he would be a jump specialist, but nah, he's your all-arounder here.
It would be really weird if Luigi became Jumpman. I just don't associate the colour green with jumping.
No, well, again, that's the sort of thing that it's this game kind of grandfathered in me. There's the jumping character more than anything.
That mood is really low. I think we need to get Link on the job here.
That's an interesting place to put a power block. I hate this fall so much. You can probably see why. Look how oddly specific this is. You have to know where them spikes are gonna be.
That is Mega Man coded as fuck.
That's the sort of thing that would be like in a fucking Wily Castle. Like, they'd have an easier version of it in one of the main levels, and then that would be like the harder repurposing of it later on. And,
yeah.
And this part here is much harder than it looks, because when you grab the egg, you have to be very careful that you're not over that pit there, because, yeah, there were a few retakes of this part.
I've eaten so many Italian plumbers. It's my turn now.
There we go, we get his cool flutter jump that I kind of wish they'd bring that animation back, because it feels very Luigi coded, doesn't it? It feels like it fits his personality.
No, it's too fruity. We can't have Luigi, like, camping it up. They're trying to set him up with Daisy over here.
I mean, he can be flamboyant without being gay, you know that, right?
No, I think you're taking the piss there, Flame.
Just saying. I know there was the whole Brental Floss song about Toad being the gay one, but like, maybe Luigi's a bit that way.
Your proliferation to bring up Brental Floss unprompted is a little bit concerning.
Hey, I like his old stuff.
Like a duck on the moon, etc, etc.
And the thing is, when he did his album version of some of them songs, like, even though they were just him singing silly lyrics over video game songs, he actually had some really good, like, electric guitar arrangements of some of them on that.
What is he doing these days? I can't believe I'm looking this up in the middle of a recording session, but let's have a look.
Like, he does a lot of, like, odd, random creative works. Like, he was directing that Use Your Words party game, and he's done a few, like, he's did the music for a few, like, parody musicals and things, to my knowledge.
Okay, very cool, very cool.
We need something while Luigi just sort of runs around it.
Yeah. Sorry, Pidgeot, not today. This is the meeting, put me down! Okay.
The flying carpets are kind of a cool gimmick, to be fair, even if a lot of it is just hold right over a pit.
Well, that's like a very clear leftover thing from Doki Doki Panic, which had more of an Arabian Nights sort of feel to it.
Yeah, and I'm glad that Mario did that vibe much better than Sonic did.
I don't know, the gameplay of Secret Rings leaves a hell of a lot to be desired, even if some may call it underrated. The story, the character writing, what the fuck are you? I don't remember this guy.
This is Claw Grip, and he's interesting because he is a new boss for Mario 2. He wasn't in Doki Doki Panic. In this level, you would just fight another Mouser in this, but no, for this one they decided, fuck it, World 5, give him a new boss.
Okay.
Not that he lasted that long, but you know.
Alright, well, he left his pile of rocks behind. They'll get half of his inheritance.
I don't like that I didn't get the bonus for the boss. God damn it.
Yeah, it never feels good when you, like, beat a boss but you don't level up or whatever.
The way you get the extra rounds of that bonus game is from when you're in Subcon and you pick up coins there. That's like you get an extra roll per coin. So it's like you do have to go out of your way to look for the like ideal sections to go into Subcon. But, you know, it's like when you're running straight to a boss, you're not necessarily doing that.
So we got the Pokers. I forget if they ever came back in their green form. I mostly know them for being yellow these days.
Yeah, they did sort of get a more unified design, which is what you tend to see these days. I don't think they've used the green design for anything, at least not off the top of my head. Another part there where you have to remember which specific pot you need to go down, which is fun.
I can see you there, you menacing mask, you.
Yeah, he's not doing anything yet, but he's very defensive with his key.
I mean, just stop leaving it out in the open, then I wouldn't steal it.
To be fair, the Shy Guys weren't stealing it. There's a high trust society and we ruined it.
Well, we are technically foreigners in Subcon, so I don't know.
Yeah, but it's like, whether that... Does the being down the pot, is that Subcon or is that just a oddly oversized pot? I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know, Flame, are you in England right now, given that you're inside a house?
Let me check. God, this is a stupid conversation, I'm well aware.
Well, I ended it with a stupid question, so don't worry. Oh, hey, it's Pharaoh.
It sort of is, yeah. Oh, God. Can you go back to Gen 1 and reprise your role as being a better Pidgeot?
No, because Pidgeot is the best Pidgeot, thank you very much.
I mean, I prefer Pidgeot's design, but Firo is the better one to actually use in-game.
Okay. Let me guess, because of, like, drill plek and so on?
Yeah, it's... Like, I couldn't give you the specifics off the top of my head, but I have looked into it before when I was going through one of my runs and deciding who to use, and I remember Firo having better stats.
Okay. You always bring these unnecessary, unasked for tidbits that somehow worm their way into my brain after I'm done listening to you.
That's okay. A lot of the Pokemon stuff on my mind right now is because I've been watching Chugacon with his Pokemon Soul Silver playthrough, which is really good. But
very cool, very cool.
the reason why I've taken to liking his Pokemon runs is that he actually puts thought into how he plays the game compared to me when I just try and get a big guy who knows Earthquake and spam stuff.
Yeah, old me, which is just playing the game, really.
For what he's been doing this run that I think is quite interesting is that he's using a Nidoking, but he's been using it mostly as a special attacker. Yes, I am just using a shortcut here, which you have to mash the jump button here to not die, so make sure you're doing that.
Ah, I see you, Sandopolis' own prototype.
Well, it's better than Sandopolis because we weren't lost here for like 8 minutes.
Yeah, true. Oh my god, that really was a shortcut.
There's a few things like this in early Mario games. It's not, like, for the most part, it's just warps that are your shortcuts, but, like, every now and then you get moments in levels that let you skip stuff, and I might not be using warps, but I feel like this is fair game.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's another Triclide.
Okay, thank you, because I was definitely not going to remember his name, but that was a boss into a boss. Very interesting.
Well, I mean, the Birdos themselves aren't necessarily bosses. They're more like mini-bosses, aren't they? Because they're just sort of out on the field for the most part.
I'm really glad the door didn't appear on that column.
Imagine if the door just appeared over the pit.
Oh. We're never getting out of this level.
That would be the thing that finally stumps Mario, because he has to stand dead still on it and press up. God, it feels good doing the looping around the screen thing like that.
This level always reminds me of the day that Danny joined GameCrums, because wasn't this their... It wasn't their very first one, because I think Punch-Out was first, but a fine day for mayoring.
I do remember that exact day, because they put up both the Punch-Out playthrough, the first part, and the first part of this, and it's like, that Mario 2 playthrough was pretty good, but obviously the circumstances of it going up kind of worked against it.
Ode to Mario.
God bless.
Why does Fanto have a whole museum dedicated to him? What's up with that?
You can buy anything if you save your money.
Hey, that's Fanto MD, thank you very much. Check this shit out. Ancient Arabian rocket.
I mean, sure, why not?
I've seen Stranger Things, and I'm not talking about the show.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Hey, it's me, the recurring Red Shy guy.
I've just got to wait for this here, that's so insulting. But he is just infinitely spawning, you want to get ahead of him. That's why I did go out of my way to wait for that, because that is such an annoying enemy placement, that one snippet there, if you don't have an invincibility. What you might not have clocked onto there is that each one of those layers is its own platform, and so if you try to jump, chances are you're going to accidentally clip above onto the platform back up to where you were, and so you end up looping over and over and over.
Yeah, platformers like to do that every so often.
It's like, it's fine if they want to have a tightly controlled part like that. The problem that I have is that there's just too many things going on in that particular moment. Because, like I say, it's not just that layering thing that's the problem, it's also the fact that the sniffet's probably going to get you. So it's like you're paying attention to both sides of the screen at once.
Should we, call a doctor for Green Birdo? I'm a little bit worried she might be sick.
It could have just eaten something a bit spicy.
I guess. Terrible combo.
I'm trying, alright? I'm not exactly sure what the ideal pulls are for this. I was just sort of pressing buttons hoping for the best. See, there's 2 stars there. Surely that's worth 1 life. Come on.
A cherry and a red sniffet? Get out of here.
I will have to make do with 24 lives, I hope that's enough.
So you were saying this one does not have a 3rd level on it, this world?
No, but it's also got very long levels, because this is one of the most mazy of maze levels.
Yeah, I remember looking for the Yoshi eggs on the advanced version of this.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly where they were, but I remember getting a bit lost here trying to find a good route for it.
I want to look up what getting all the Yoshi eggs did. The first line is, what do Yoshi's eggs smell like?
I'm sure someone's wrote a thesis-level document about that very subject.
Ooh, so smelly.
Christ, stop.
Okay, if you get all the Yoshi eggs at Yoshi Challenge, it unlocks a perfect completion screen and hatches the baby Yoshis into full-size Yoshis, confirming 100% completion. Wow.
So basically, the postcard from Sunshine, but not quite as insulting.
I mean, I feel like you could have put an additional character in there, just give Yoshi the ability to grab stuff faster.
maybe that, and give him like the Luigi flutter jump, because that it's basically Yoshi inherited that from Luigi over time, didn't he?
Actually, Yoshi could just be all the characters combined, because you would have had to 100% the game to get him anyway, so put in a time trial mode.
Yeah, like, it wouldn't hurt if your, like, 100% completion character is just completely broken. It'd be sort of like this game's equivalent of unlocking Super Sonic, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
And I would rather have Yoshi to use at the end rather than them force you to use him at the start, like 64DS.
I'm a fan of that game.
I sort of appreciate the mentality behind trying to make it like a bigger and better version, but I think 64's main charm to me is that it's a simplistic style game of it's coming to get you. I like the idea it's Mario just exploring this big fantasy world, and I think when you overpopulate it with other characters, it kind of takes away from that a little bit.
Understandable, yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah, it's the main dude himself, it's Wart.
What you gotta do is you gotta wait for him to open his mouth and throw vegetables into it. I don't know if that's just gonna fuck up his diet or something, but that's what you gotta do.
You gotta give him dream indigestion.
God, that's gotta be the worst.
Now, if you've played Link's Awakening, either the original DX or, the Switch remake, you will know that there is a frog character who looks exactly like Wart called Mamu in that. And as we've explained, Mamu is what Wart was called in Japanese.
Yeah, I like that little bit of continuity there between the games, because like the idea of the Nintendo cast having a shared dream world is actually really cool. It's a way to do crossovers without it being like distracting in the way that a lot of crossovers can be.
Yeah. I gotta say, this is a tricky boss, like, for me. At least it was in the, because I don't think I ever beat Super Mario Bros. 2 original. I definitely beat the advanced one.
Yeah, the problem that you have is that his bubbles can damage the vegetables that you're holding. So you gotta prepare for where they're gonna land. But yes, we've done it!
Huzzah! Be free, you freaks. Take him to the outhouse and bury him in shit.
Christ.
Wow, that's Mario's actual name, contributor.
Yeah, he made the game,
He did.
Like, in a way, since this is Dream, he kind of did, yeah.
So how do we feel about Donkey Donkey Picnic's legacy, Flame, and this game in general?
Well, see, as a big fan of Okie Dokie Literature Club, I can say that it's a very interesting game. Like, it's the one that sticks out like a sore thumb, and that's both a positive and a negative, because, like, I do prefer more traditional Mario gameplay. I prefer like how Mario controls and plays in 1 and 3. Mm-hmm. But this as an interesting product of its time, I think it's a very charming part of the Mario series history, and I think the series is better for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like we've talked about, a few of the more recent games have inherited things. We have things that have been grandfathered in from this game. And yeah, it's just... It gives me the good warm and fuzzies. So yeah, that's not the most objective take on it, but I like it.
Yeah, it's got good vibes. I like the emphasis on verticality. It sets it apart from, Super Mario Bros. 1, Lost Levels, and Super Mario Bros. 3. World is not being included in this event for some reason, but yeah. Oh, look, it's Bob Om. Yo, it's Hoopstar, and Trouter, and Pidgeot.
You can keep going for all the credits.
Nah, I'm good. But, yeah, that was Super Mario Bros. 2. Or, Super Mario Bros. USA, if you want. Whatever, the playthrough's done now. I don't have to say things anymore.
Yeah, we just letting it go, and it is kind of... It's a little bit concerning, the fact that the actual in-game characters got credited. I did see that Ostro and Birdo kind of got their names swapped, which is a bit over... Like, even when they're doing the avoid crediting the staff so they can't get poached thing, they don't want you to poach Birdo either. Jesus Christ.
Well, you know how agendas work, Flame.
I know that Birdo is very valuable intellectual property and no one else can use her.
What looks so surprised to be here? Or at least he did before he started animating.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm getting paid for this. Cool, thanks.
Hell yeah, baby. Alright, folks, I've been Tom64.
I've been the Flameclaw.
And we'll see you next time for the final game of Mario Super Mario Bros. 3. Bye for now.